Hi guys, welcome back to another video. Thank you for joining me. Please like and subscribe, it helps me immensely, as I know you do. Okay, without further ado, let's get into the first clip and let's see what's going on. Okay then, into the first clip, and what we're going to be looking at is initially the van in front, or behind us should I say, in the middle lane. Now he actually wants the lane we want, but I don't really have an issue with that. He wants to get past us, no problem. He doesn't cause us too much of an issue. What I'm really surprised about is this vehicle here. This is the one, there's a little bit of a surprise attached to this one, which I found, well, quite surprising. As the van passes us, this BMW pulls out. It's actually carrying on down the road. It's not leaving where we're leaving. Now as this vehicle comes closer to us, look at the gap here. It could have actually got into, since it's going where we're going. Why didn't it go in there? I have no idea at all, considering it's going where we're going. It must get past us apparently, which happens all too often. Let's have a little front shifty at the front. Now as we're looking at the front view here, you're going to see shortly the blue van pass us. There it comes. And it does give us a bit of space, which is all good. I like to see that. It does its indicator on, has a good check, moves across. That's quite decent actually. And there goes that BMW that pulled out. Now coming up shortly is going to be that car that should have pulled in behind us. And we're getting a little bit closer to the van in front, but this car's coming up now on the middle lane, and guess what, there it is. But surprise surprise, what the hell is that? Just passed apparently, just passed. And is this the new skill that they've learned already? Don't get into a decent pace behind, but push into our braking distance, and only just made it as well. Yeah, that's not good at all. Not certainly if that's someone who's actually just passed as well. Okay, on to the next clip. We're back on the dual carriageway again, and this time we are looking at a van. You can see him in the middle lane, but it's not the one in issue, it's the one behind him. Some ladders on the back. You can just see him coming into view. Now I'll just highlight him so you know it's that vehicle there. Now if you look behind the car behind us, there's plenty of room. He wants our lane. Why doesn't he just simply plan, move over, be safe? But no, he's got to stay in the middle lane. He's got to get past us and probably the car behind as well. Push through as much as he can. Look at front view. There's our braking distance with the taxi in front. The car in his lane brakes. He then brakes in response to that. And now he's thinking, right, what do I do here? But it slows down a lot, so he knows he's got to move over. He brakes even harder. We do see this and we act accordingly. But this is a qualified driver acting like a learner. Very, very poorly in application there indeed. Not very good. Okay, what we're looking at in this clip is the Audi in the middle lane. Just as we go through the lights, he makes it as well as, and then it sort of changes. Now he looks to pass us there. Look at the space behind us. There is no one. He backs off for a moment and thinks, he's going where we're going. And thinks, oh, hang on a minute. And now he could have moved in. Look at that space. He could have done it, but he decided to accelerate past. And then as he goes past us, he then indicates to move in. What was the problem? We're not holding him back. Silly, silly. Okay, on this clip, here is the bike. Okay, it's gone past us at the moment. We're going to come back to that shortly. But I want to carry on looking at the vehicle behind us. Now we're waiting at a red light and we need to be paying attention, and this lady has pulled up behind us and she's sitting there and she's waiting, thinking red light, I'm getting bored, little look around, what can I do at this point? Instead of paying attention to the roads and the lights, I know what I'll do. I'll just reach down and I will pick up my phone and fart about on my phone when I'm waiting for the light to change. And this happens all too often, and it gets extremely annoying with people, because then they're not paying attention to the road ahead of them as we're going to get ready to move off. The lines will change shortly, and then we're going to focus on the front again, and she puts the phone down shortly and she's done a bit. Now as we look to the front camera, We can actually see the cyclist there in between the two cars, waiting lovely and patiently at the lights. Fantastic to see. Could have pinched through there really, couldn't he? But he didn't, he waited. And because of that, it's the next bit of footage that I find a little odd. Because the cyclist was doing the right thing there, as he should, as he's using the road and he waited at the light, it's commendable, absolutely. Unlike this bus that's pinching a bit of our road here, ooh, as we squeeze through. We're looking at the lights ahead, and the lights ahead are red. So what does this cyclist do as he sees the red light? It's a bit of a shame really. After all what he did before, ignores it completely and goes through. Now on this clip, initially watch the van, and I'm going to explain something shortly. See how they dip into that left only and we're in the right only to go straight on. What you can't see is that the road is blocked off, and you're going to see the front footage shortly. How he didn't see that the road is closed and there's no access. Why was he trying to come up on the inside of our car? The lanes there actually didn't play a part left to right, because you couldn't do either. You can only go left here. And this guy here was just trying to push through. Only now can he see that there is an issue in front of us. So as we look to the front, this is the approach. You see the road is closed, you can't go to the right. The van could see this. Why was he trying to push up on the inside? He could see we could only go left, we could go nowhere else. He wasn't too bothered about this. He just thought the best thing here was let's just push in front of the learner, of course, as soon as we can. And now he appreciates that there's an issue up front. Now there's these two parked vehicles here. It's extremely tight to get through that gap. Could we have got through? I'm not too sure. It's very, very tight. And we shouldn't have to negotiate something like that. Certainly not as a learner. My learner didn't want to do it. I did say there's a good chance we probably could get through if we go really slowly. And they really didn't like the idea of that at all. They got there and they had a look and thought, no, I'd wait. And not only that, as we saw the guy in the van to the right there, he's finished up now and he's jumped into his van. Now you would think, knowing that he is holding up traffic, the nice thing to do, although he was only doing his job, would be literally now, basically, to get on with it, start up and move off. But what does the guy do? He does absolutely nothing. This is terribly frustrating, because he was parked poorly. He may be just doing his job, but he knows he was parked poorly. Don't know who got there second, him or the van on the left. Either which way, they're closing the road off. They're blocking it off, leaving a poor gap for people to access. He's finished his job. He's got into the van on the right. As you can still see, he is just sitting there. He has no intentions of moving off, and basically he just sits there and does nothing at all. He ends up sitting there for quite a while, but I'm not going to bore you with the footage. Okay, on this clip here, this is some pretty poor driving by a van. As we're going down this road, you can see the traffic calming measures in the middle and the mandatory keep to the left. As we go down, now what you're going to see is somebody completely ignore those to get past us in a 20 mile per hour limit road. There goes the van. 1, 2, 3 mandatory keep lefts on the wrong side of the road, really just to pass us and gain position on the road. And as you can see, he's certainly not keeping to the 20 mile per hour limit as he disappears into the distance. And to be quite fair, these are the type of drivers that we simply don't need on our roads. Very dangerous indeed. Certainly if cars come out of side turnings or pedestrians or walk across the road, they probably won't be expecting that type of behaviour, but we all have to keep an eye out for it. Okay, in this clip, initially we're looking at the professional driver behind us. I say that tongue-in-cheek. As we're moving forward, we're just negotiating around the car, which you'll see in the front footage. But my point is, as this car's following us, look how he moves over to try and pass us in a lane that's not available. He can't wait until we get to this point here for it to go to 2 lanes. I mean, really, what's the urgency to come right up the back of our car? It's so pointless. If we look at the front view here, you'll actually see as we're going down, while he was keeping the distance, there's a vehicle just looking to turn right in front of us here, which we negotiated around. And as we do so, the road goes a little bit further, and then it pinches into 2 lanes. And it's my point, this is where he encroached on us. As you can see, the right hand side is for right only, and it got here to 2 lanes. Why couldn't he wait? Why couldn't he wait until we actually got to this point and then pass nice and safely? Absolutely no point at all. And even then the lights were red on approach. He had to slow down for them too. Yeah, just some very impatient driving then, just totally unnecessary. Okay, as we move forward, what we're actually initially looking at here is a bus. We're going to be going left at the lights, and we're going to see this bus. Now as we enter the road, we can see there is a bus parked on the right hand side, and it's further down the double. It's coming into the road, and we've got nowhere really to go here. We're hoping the bus is not going to encroach in the manner that it does, and that was a little too close. The camera doesn't exactly do that too much justice. This clip here, car passing us on the left, unnecessarily quick. This always puts the pupils on edge when people approach and pass that fast. Again, it would look a lot quicker at the day than what it does on the camera, although on the camera it still looked pretty slick, and that puts pupils on edge. There's no need for it, because what's he doing? All he's done is raced up to a red light. Pretty pointless all around. This clip here, pedestrians, you got to keep an eye out for them. Sometimes they'll do the silliest of things. I'm always telling my pupils to watch out, scan and look for pedestrians. There's a zebra crossing coming up in front of us, and what we're looking at is the guy now just crossing, not on the zebra crossing. He could cross there and decides not to. Look, pushes either in front, the van doesn't know what to do, and then ends up going behind, and he's right next to a crossing. Why couldn't he just use it rather than put himself in danger like that? Again, stupid. Simple, this one. Vehicle coming the other way, vehicle parked on the right hand side. We always got to slow down here. We're rarely permitted to carry on our side of the road when someone's coming the other way, so we're always prepared for this. I would like it once in a while if people would actually let us carry on our side of the road when that occurs. It would be rather nice, but on this occasion didn't, and this happens, as I say, all the time. Okay, well, out of the videos, I'm afraid it has to be this guy for me. Driving past 3 of those keep left for no reason whatsoever, really. Very dangerous driving and very inappropriate. And out of this video, he's my title selection there. Goes out saying, I don't know what you think, guys, but that's the one for me. I'd like to thank you for watching the videos. Keep coming back. Please like and subscribe. I very much appreciate that, and I can keep bringing you more clips, more videos as we move forward. Thank you guys. Thanks very much. Bye bye for now.